All right, this is going to be a quick tutorial on Muddy Waters. I am ready. The piano version, of course. I'm going to do it in D. That's a nice, easy way to start it out. You're going to just start with a thumb and a pinky on those two Ds right there, that octave. So the way you start this tune, in the right hand at least, is this. It's an octave, but you've got a chord, and you're going up the chord, almost like you're moving your hand. Do-do-do-do, D, G flat, A, D. Now, the rhythm of this is just, as you can hear in the original recording, you're just going, but you're just gonna vary your pinky up there at the top, so it's that simple. You basically repeat that same movement there. Do it again. It's that easy. It's that simple. There's a little bit of a change in the rhythm in the second one. So the first one is and then the second one is you almost hold on that that C, that seventh there for a second longer. See that? Now, that's your right hand pattern. Your left hand can do the same thing the whole time, or you can mix it up a little bit. So, the left hand, same thing, an octave with two Ds. Now, that's the most simple you can go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? I do a few more things. First of all, add your pointer finger, or depending on the size of your hands, it could even be this finger here. Add a finger in there, play an A. Already you've got a bit more harmony going on, a little bit more sound. That's what this song is all about, is how much sound can come out of the piano. You'll notice Muddy Waters started to put earplugs in some of his later performance, which was a little bit ahead of his time. How about one more thing? You notice in the right hand we do this. How about we do that in the left hand? Just vary that thumb in between your D and your C. So this part of your hand, your pinky and your pointer, are still doing that same thing on the D and the A. All you got to get used to is... So when you put them together, you should have... Now I like to add in a little sort of champion Chak Dupree here thing. Just take all four of your extremity hands here and put them on A's. You can't see that down there. I'll move that down. I'm on an A there, right? So just play 4 A's. Right in between. You can just do 2 big taps, or you could sort of jiggle your hands like that. So what you're going to get is... That's how I like to do my intro. We're talking the intro here, right? So when you go up to the G, it's the same hand pattern. You got a G, and a D, and you just move into that F with the thumb again. But in the intro, instead of just going like this, that's kind of boring, isn't it? So, you know, it's hard to ever play it the same way twice, but I like to add a little bit of spice. Just do something like this. Right? Those are eighth notes. You're on an F and a B. Sort of a weird sounding chord. Almost sounds terrible on its own. Slur it up from that E. Then do that. You cut the eighth notes in half there. You cut them in half. You're hitting every second eighth note. And then add a slur on each of those cut in half eighth notes. So... right? And that's going to end up sounding like... right? So this is where you start to get a lot of liberty. You're just flying up and down the piano at this point. So just use your basic boogie riffs. You got this. that's one I like to do. You could sort of go like this, or right. Just keep going with those eighth notes. Do something like right. That's your F sharp and your A. Keep those slurs, right? Remember, your slur should always be either 2 notes or just 1. Just do, to keep it simple, just the one flatter than it. So right here you get or, right? It's a little different in sort of like older country where you hear a lot of this, right? But this you're looking at a bit more either or, right? So you can just keep going with those sort of eighth notes when you head back to your D. So what you're going to get is right? Again, liberty here. You see what I did there? That's just basically shaking your hand left to right on a D, an E, and a G. And that is a really classic riff that Muddy Waters Band use and all sorts of stuff. Even the harmonica, you hear it. Yeah. You know, they really pioneered that, used it so much, and it sounds good anywhere you put it. Right? So you just follow along. Right? So you can have this sort of thing. Now, in the recording I did originally, you see I sort of go up way up high over this direction where you can't see it. I sort of, and I do a lot of, you know, coming down the piano. Now, that can be sort of difficult, and I haven't even played it in a while. But anything that involves the main notes of your chord, where you're just sort of jumping down them like that, right? Or another option is down runs and up runs like that, right? That's a big Fats Domino thing, right? So a good example would be, right? And just those down runs can really fill in space where you're not exactly sure what to do. So when you're in the intro there and you're going, see what I'm doing there? Matches with that G quite nicely. It makes a little bit of a 7th. Right? There's an F, an E, and a D, and a B. Now anyone can play that. All you gotta do is speed it up. Right, there you go. This kind of music, you want a nice little sort of boom intro kind of thing. So you're gonna get a sort of a... That's what I tend to do, right? Just some trills on these 2 notes. A trill there. Trill right on there with your E and your G. So you're coming down from your F sharp and an A. F and an A sharp, and then your these 2 guys. E and a G. And then do that same thing there. That champion Jack 2 pre... something good's about to happen sound. Right? So. Right? Now, your song itself, you can pretty much just stick to and move that into the other chords. So you're gonna get, I am ready, ready as anybody can be. I am ready, ready as anybody can be. a graveyard frame. Right? So right there when he says, I got an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, shooting tombstone bullets, wearing balls and chains, right? Really out of its time. Muddy Waters was pretty innovative for that kind of thing, right? You want to do that really classic blues stop. So you're going, you can add in some color notes, some flair, but you really want to just stop there. You want to say, I want an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, shooting tombstone bullets, wearing balls and chains, smoking TNT, I'm drinking dynamite, I hope some screwball starts a fight because I'm ready's anybody can be. Now you notice there when I went in there, nothing says you have to use the same chords, right? You can go like... It's based on the variation between and, right? The major and the seventh of your chord that you're playing. So if you wanted to go like this, make it out of a B to a B G chord, why, that'd fit in just as well. So when I was talking about those sort of colorful notes that you can add in those big pauses he puts in there, you go the, I got an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, shooting tombstone bullets. Now, when you hear the original recording, when you got a big band of people, they all stop. They say, I got an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, shooting tombstone bullets with balls and chains. Right? You're getting big punch right on that beat. Because it's all staying on the same chord. It's just this sort of break. But I tend to think that when you're playing the piano, especially on your own, you want to make it a little bit more exciting because no one wants to hear, you don't even have drums or anything backing you up. So I tend to add in, just like I said, whatever you want to call them, these filler notes, things to add color or emotion to the background of what you're doing while you're making that stop sound, because you're not a band. So you're going, I got an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, shooting tombstone bullets, wearing balls and chains, smoking TNT, I'm drinking dynamite, hope some screwball starts a fight because I'm ready as anybody can be. Right, that's all you're doing. Now a couple examples of those filler notes. You got just some eighth notes, always fits in well. And of course, any sort of trilling shaking. I got an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, shooting tombstone bullets, wearing balls and chains, right? Just do something in the background there. So I'll show you sort of what you're going to end up with. It's just a very rocky sounding. You like to do that sort of shake again there, and then just go into the music. I am ready, ready as anybody can be. I am ready, ready as anybody can be. I am ready for you, hope you are ready for me. I got an axe handle pistol on a graveyard frame, I'm shooting tombstone bullets, wearing balls and chains, smoking TNT, I'm drinking dynamite, I hope some screwball starts a fight because I'm ready as anybody can be.